126. Thank you, ladies. You can have a seat so you'll be comfortable. I have with me first a general or a casual question for everyone. So we will just follow the sequence that you have right now. And the question is this. Share with us a Baguio rainy day tip.
That is an interesting question, actually, given that it's been raining nonstop since after the typhoon. So one of the tips that I can give is that you have to still look elegant and classy with your outfits. Make sure that you're well covered and that you can stay dry, and at the same time, you look gorgeous. Because not only because you're a beauty queen or that you want to embody a certain type of channel, your inner persona or whatnot, but this is actually like a good opportunity to present yourself out there, and that no matter what weather that you may face, you're still ready and you still look gorgeous. Thank you. Always have a partner with you so that you will always feel warm. Thank you so much.
Is that bring an umbrella with you. Of course, the first important thing when it comes to this is to protect your health and to be able to go around the city and enjoy the different tourist spots in our city. You should always bring an umbrella with you to protect yourself from being sick and also to enjoy our beautiful city, Baguio City. Thank you.
Hello everyone, maybe a tip that I could give you is to make sure that you have a stock of food at home, because we just previously had two disastrous typhoons, and actually there are 3 more coming on the way. So I would suggest that you make sure that you have food, because I believe that if your stomach is full, then there's nothing that you cannot face. Thank you.
That's actually a really good question, I must say. So I can give 3 tips when it comes to preparing yourself during the rainy season, especially in Baguio City. First would be wear comfortable clothes that will keep you stay warm. Second is to always bring your umbrella or raincoat with you. Third is to take multivitamins or vitamin C, which will keep us from different viruses that we cannot see, enemies that we cannot see. And lastly, if you're already informed as a citizen of Baguio City that today is going to be a rainy day, also remind your fellows to bring what they should bring to keep themselves safe also. So you could be the sunshine during the rainy days. Thank you.
I think one Baguio rainy tip that I can give to you is to hug your loved ones the tightest at home, when you go out, or when you come back home. Because I believe that no coats, no jackets treats the warmth of love. Thank you.
As we proceed to the rest of the interview by the press and our social media influencers, we'd like to have our our press moderator to continue with this process. Let's give a round of applause to, from the Public Information Office of Baguio City, Information Officer 1, Mr. Gabby Key.
Sige. If you get lucky, okay, to get the crown as Miss Baguio, what will be your advocacy? What advocacy will you pursue and why?
Thank you for your question, sir. If I will be having a crown, even without a crown, the advocacy that I would pursue is indigenous people's rights. As an IP myself, I feel that Igorots and other IPs as well, the Mangyans, the IPAs, other IPs of the Philippines are underrepresented. And as a political science myself, one goal that I wish to achieve would be to lobby a law or a bill that could help further protect our indigenous peoples. Although we have the IGRA law, I think that we should focus more on things such as culture, how they practice their customs, and that's why I actually like for an autonomous cordillera, so that we are able to integrate our culture, our beliefs to how we govern ourselves, and that would be the advocacy that I will be pursuing.
Thank you.
Should I become Miss Baguio 2023, my advocacy is actually inclined with what Miss Baguio organization already advocates, which are the youth empowerment and civic consciousness. But I would like to emphasize 4 areas regarding these advocacies. First would be the anti-violence against women and children, the public and mental health awareness, the quality education and accessibility, and of course the youth empowerment towards social civic engagements. And I chose these advocacies because we're not just here to showcase our capabilities, but we are here to inform everyone about our rights, because we're not just here to protect the community, but also to promote individual growth. Thank you.
Thank you. For my advocacy, since I belong to the IP group, I'm actually what we normally call the full-blooded Igorota. I'm from Ifugao and Mountain Province. So I would want to advocate on indigenous people recognition through cultural and environmental preservation. I believe that what builds the community is the people inside it. And I believe that our indigenous community people, or our indigenous community is, we can further help them, and we can further know how to address their needs if we focus on the cultural and environmental aspects of our community, as culture, people, and environment go hand in hand with each other. Thank you.
So as a youth and also as the president of a youth organization, my advocacy would be inclined to youth empowerment, because I believe that youth are the leaders of the future, and it is very important to show them and also educate them things that they should know at this age. Because just like a tree, we have to nurture the seed and also take care of it, so that when it grows, we would be able to maintain it and also continue its growth. Thank you.
My advocacy is mental health awareness, because when I was younger, I suffered from mental illness, and I am here to be an inspiration to everyone. I want to maximize this platform. Because I want to show everyone, especially those who are suffering from mental health illness, that it's okay to get out of your comfort zone, and it's okay not to be okay, and your feelings are always valid. And I want to maximize this platform because I want to be an inspiration to everyone, not only for those who are suffering from mental health illness, but for everyone. Thank you so much.
Once again, good afternoon, and thank you for that question, sir, which I think is really fascinating.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so a little fun fact about me. I've been a feminist long before I decided to join beauty pageants. And my feminism includes the liberation of women, LGBTQIA+ community, and gender much a personal matter to me. So if I win as your next Miss Baguio, I would like to work with our government and collaborate with them and have the chance to spread awareness, to create projects and initiatives with my advocacy, because my mission is to challenge the inequalities that women face on a daily basis, and I want to take part on fighting or dismantling systems of oppression that undermines personal determination and personhood. And by that, if I collaborate with those that are superior or higher than us, then I think we can move forward as a society and create a better and a more inclusive Baguio City. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Gabby. Okay, good afternoon, ladies. My name is DJ Gabby of Star FM, Baguio. Of course, I believe that you met Krishna during the first part of your activities for Miss Baguio 2023. Now, I want to know, and I believe we want to know, since she gave you tips, she gave you, I'm sure she gave you advice, and we all know that Krishna, she is our Miss Charm Philippines 2023. Now, given that you met her, she trained you, what is the best lesson and best advice that you got from Krishna that you believe will be very helpful in your journey to the crown of Miss Baguio 2023?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. Actually, Ms. Krishna Garvidas has presented a lot of tips and as well as advice, but one thing that I got from her is to not stop training. Although we are here, we are already a Miss Baguio candidate, we should still keep on pursuing, enhancing ourselves, our communication skills, how we walk, how we present ourselves, because being a beauty queen does not stop when you have a crown. Being a beauty queen is a process where you have to learn as you go on with your life. Thank you.
Some of the tips that I got from Miss Krishna, our Miss Baguio 2022, is she told us that you should have this true confidence. It goes beyond the superficial that you just stand there and smile in front of everyone, but you should know where your confidence is coming from, and that is by being prepared and knowing your purpose for joining the pageant. Aside from this, it's knowing the organization that you are working with. So for Miss Baguio, you should be able to familiarize with the organization, the Miss Baguio committee, and the government of Baguio, because if you know their purpose and if you know how to work with them, then you can better represent them on the national stage. Thank you.
So there are actually two tips and advices that has been truly remarkable, which comes from Miss Krishna Garvidas, our Miss Charm 2024. And these are, first, is showing your true authentic selves. Because being authentic, it will radiate from where you stand in the stage to your audience. Knowing how to deliver a message coming from your true self would mean a lot, not just for you, but for others to relate also. Second tip and advice that I've learned from her is to learn how to collaborate. When it comes to handling or when it comes to having a crown or not, at least given the opportunity to speak up, you should always know who are you working with and what is the purpose of that you're willing to stand and fight for, or to stand firmly, just like us ladies here in front sharing our advocacy. So the lessons that I've learned would be, first, to be your true authentic self, and second is to learn how to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. So, one tip that I've learned from Miss Krishna Garvidas is being emotionally. As we all know, when we stand here in front of you and being a beauty queen, we must be emotionally because we need different kind of people. We face different kind of people. That's why we should be emotionally fit. Hindi po natin makokontrol kung anong sasabihin ng ibang tao sa atin. That's why dapat po lagi tayo
beauty, confidence, and intelligence. So the two tips that I got from her is first, to know your purpose. It is very important to know your purpose in joining this competition, this beauty project. Because this purpose will be the one that will push you through. And also, the second one is determination. Determination to reach that crown, that purpose. And with this determination, it will be also the key for you to be able to go through all the other competitions that will happen in this beauty pageant. That is all. Thank you.
Can I just say that Krishna is such a natural force and I've learned a lot from her. But one thing that stuck to my mind is to be authentic. I know the phrase fake it till you make it is effective and applicable for others, but for me, being authentic is something that I consider my strength because I used to people please a lot before, but now when she told me that you need to be authentic because people can tell if you're trying to fake it. If you're not good at faking things, that reflects, that radiates on the outside. And so instead of people pleasing or pleasing other people's gaze and opinions or ideas, I need to stand my ground and really fight for what I know is right and the things that I am passionate about. So that would be all.
Ladies, good afternoon. I'm DJ Rafi of 95.9 Big Sun from Baguio and the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. My question is that given we had two typhoons that had just passed, Typhoon Egay and Typhoon Falcon, what are your concrete plans to help the city, whether you make it as Miss Baguio or not?
I'm 21 years old.
That question is very relevant and timely. Thank you for that, DJ Rafi. If I win as your next Miss Baguio, I think it is important that we prioritize disaster response. By that, we need to be prepared from the typhoons that are about to land. And instead of, because during the typhoons, it is our linemen, the emergency personnel and whatnot. How about those that are sitting? How about those that has the power to respond and prevent the typhoon from being detrimental than it is expected to be? So I think it is important that we are responding to these disasters ahead of time. We need to have a contingency plan, be it about checking our posts or our electric lines or making sure that there are no trees that can fall. Like we need to really think about it. I honestly don't have a specific, but I think it is important that we look towards disaster responses because it is important and significant, especially during disasters like the past typhoons that we experienced. Thank you.
If I had the chance to win Miss Baguio, the thing that I can share to everyone before the typhoon is I can use my social media account to spread awareness sa mga tao na makapaghanda sa bagyong darating para po hindi na tayo mas mapinsala pa or hindi tayo mapahamak pa dahil sa bagyong ito. Salamat po.
If I would be able to win and get the crown, I think the best plan that I would collaborate with the government is disastrous preparedness plan, which is we are able to be prepared in such calamities and disasters. Long ago, our city suffered from the 1990 earthquake, and we were not really prepared because of it. And there were many casualties. And I believe that disaster preparedness plan will make us be prepared from calamities or disasters that will hit our city. And with that, I think we will be able to decrease the casualties.
Can I say that the question actually hits me personal because during the typhoon, the rest of the night waiting for rescue. And with that, given that experience, if I would be given a chance or not, I would still want to work with the SK Council of our barangay, and hopefully all the other girls could actually do this as well, to work with them closely and have a closer monitor of each of the people in the community. So there are many youth in the community, and I think if we could delegate all of this task of monitoring each and every one, then we could have, or we could provide faster rescue and help for those who are in times of need. Thank you.
Yan, si Carla Alessandra Lagaya. Sige ma'am.
My response can be summarized into one word: CLIP. Collaboration, listen, inform, and provide. My plan is to collaborate with the authority, to listen to the people, to inform the higher-ups about what's happening and for those who are still seeking for help, and P for provide assistance. So, my plan so far, as my powers as an individual could reach, is to collaborate, listen to the people, inform the authorities, and provide assistance. Thank you.
Thank you.
So my concrete plan is actually really concrete because I plan on having a long-term goal, which is collaborating with agencies, especially the WH. I think one of the problems that our city is facing when it comes to typhoon is our infrastructures are suffering urban decay. Therefore, I would like to suggest a better drainage system to check our roads and to find a better safety precaution to our mountains, because I think the nets or the cement is not doing well. I think we have green mindstream engineers here in Baguio that can help address the problem of the landslide coming from the tall mountains that we have, and of course much faster disaster response from each barangay. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Ray from I Am Region. I belong to a blogger group, Northcon. My question is for candidate number 6. This is your second time, right? No, but last year you were in 2021, Miss Baguio 2021.
It's my first time
So
to join this platform.
okay. What made you join the pageant?
I think Miss Baguio offers a great platform to share the advocacy and to encourage you to also join pageants or other activities that promote their goals or their purpose. And I think Miss Baguio is a great platform to share those advocacies. As you can see, each candidate have a very unique advocacy, and with Miss Baguio, we have, as right now we have bloggers, we have other agencies from our government, a government agency, and those advocacies that we address here, it might help them to think of a solution that they could give to the problems that we have here in the city.
The question is for, hello, my name is Anne, I'm from Northcon, and also I belong at It's OA. My question is for candidate number 1. How would you describe the color green to a blind person?
How would I describe the color green to a blind person? Oh, okay. That's a pretty tricky question. I have little to no encounters with a blind person, to tell you honestly. But if I am given the chance to describe a color, particularly the green color, to a blind person, I will tell them that it is a color of nature and being able to breathe. You know, when you breathe, you feel like you can release the mundane tasks of everyday life. You feel like you can escape. You feel like you can have a break. And that's what reminds me of the color green, because green obviously, evidently symbolizes nature. Nature makes us feel like we're as one. Like we can breathe, we can escape from whatever issues or problems that we are facing on a daily basis. And to me, that is a perfect representation of the color green. Thank you.
Our beautiful ladies. I'm Mario Plama from Filipino Museum. There's a saying, by the way, my question is to candidate number 3, Lady in Red. My question, there's a saying that the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Can you define it, expound that words that beauty is in the eye of the beholder? And then, what is most important to you, beauty or brain? Let's see. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. Well, I believe beauty is not just defined by the physical appearance of a person. Beauty comes in different ways. It can come from the heart, it can come from the brain, and it can come emotionally. And I believe that beauty is beauty in the eye of the beholder is depends on how a person shows goodness in it. And that is how I believe beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Thank you.
There you are, our first set of candidates for this press presentation this afternoon. Thank you very much, ladies. Let us now welcome our next set of candidates, candidates number 7 to 12.
Cristela Forteza, Lourdes Proper.
Camille Hannah Dasumala, Santo Tomas Proper. Jana Raro B. Lumitaw, Luwakan Proper.
Shanessa May Garcia, Bacatin Norte.
Juana Frances Batala, Magsaysay, Private Road.
Nana Valencia, Japan Lower QL.
So good afternoon, ladies. My question is all about education and learning. So Baguio City is a home to prestigious educational institutions such as the University of the Philippines, Baguio, and St. Louis University. Now the question is, how important do you think these institutions are shaping Baguio's future?
Start with the candidate number 7. Okay? Sige. Palakpakan naman natin. Let's encourage our ladies.
Thank you for that question, sir. We all know that education is the most important here in our life because it gives us a lot of opportunity, and I believe that education will help Baguio City, not only the people but the beauty of Baguio City to become more prepared and to really improve the booming Baguio. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for that question. I think for me, education is a very important thing, and the way that it can contribute to our city is that it actually upholds the great quality that Baguio offers to its citizens. Thank you.
As for me, I just graduated from senior high school at the University of Baguio. For me, education is very important po. And I think that this education will help our local government, to be future ready Baguio. Thank you.
Education is our gateway for our success, especially our youth. And as a working student, I can make myself as an example of a student who who has the right of education, and I can say that this education can lead us to a good future, and it cannot just change my life, but also all as well all the people around me.
Thank you, candidate number 10. We have now candidate number 11, Joanna Francis Batala. Yeah, okay, number 3 na.
As a third-year stellar year of St. Louis University, what I learned is that these universities are equipping these students to be more knowledgeable and to be more prepared in contributing for the future of Baguio City. And these universities are also enticing more people to come here in Baguio, which contributes to the economic benefits of our city, allowing us to really grow and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 11.
Thank you for the question. I recently graduated college, which I do really believe that education is very much relevant nowadays because it helps us to be globally competitive and also a way for us to become an inspiration and a voice for the community and for those who are not able to acquire this opportunity. And as for me, I also utilize my education into this platform to become a voice and an inspiration in empowering my advocacy, and it is responsible tourism.
Thank you so much, candidate number 12.
My name is Emil Peredo. They call me Funny Bird on FMR 94.3. And my question, it just came in this morning. 10% Filipinos are in voluntary hunger. How can you help improve, influence, or empower Filipinos to survive this? Only one? Number 10.
Candidate number 10.
I was part of a student government when I was a first year in St. Louis University. I am a vice chairman at Philippine Constitution of Civil Engineers, and during those times that we need to plan for resolving the problems of what my school sees as a problem in our society. One plan is that to help those in need, especially those who are in need of foods and resources. And by this, I believe that we should start in our barangay, cooperate with our barangay officials, and with this one, we can also influence others to collaborate and have an innovative plan in order for this problem to be fixed.
Thank you so much, candidate number 10. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. Idol Ligo po from IFM Baguio. Idol ko naman. Yun. Okay, so anyway, my question is directed to candidate number 8, Ms. Camille Sumana. So, it says here in your bio that you are the current handler and manager of the Baguio Esports Wild Rift team. So, alam naman natin na parang esports nowadays is kind of, getting its recognition. Should we really invest efforts or support even to esports? Since alam naman natin that the other side of it would be, it serves as a distraction to our youth. So, how should we treat esports, especially in the future?
Thank you for that question, and good afternoon. For me, esports is a very important aspect in my life. In fact, I can attest to that. I am a gamer myself. I play video games in my free time. And the thing about esports, for a little background, esports is called electronic sports, in where people are competing competitively via online games. And so I am a manager. I'm proud to say that I'm the manager of the Baguio sports team, one of their teams. And we will be competing nationally. And we will be the ones to hold the Baguio name. And I think for me, it is very important since it is rampant. Playing games is rampant in our lives. And so this is something that inspires me. I can actually express myself towards games. And I think the best advice for that is just time management. Because I myself can attest to that. Like I said a while ago, I'm a failure myself.
Thank you so much, candidate number 8.
I'm Chiki Agpawa, a blogger of my website is turistaboy.com, and I'm also part of Northcon. This question is directed to candidate number 12, Miss Lower QM. As a tourism graduate, yeah. Recently, the Department of Tourism launched its new tourism slogan, Love the Philippines. As a tourism graduate yourself, how would you fix foreign travelers or to love the Philippines?
Philippines is filled with different cultures and rich in heritage. Kaya natin na mag-encourage ng foreigners aside from having the population of foreigners visiting here in the Philippines. Because Love Baguio considers how hospitable Philippines considers how hospitable the Philippines is. It may be seen into our practices and it's the mark of its culture. And if only we could highly promote this tagline even more, then it is already self-explanatory to encourage not just the locals, but also the foreigners to love our country.
Thank you so much, candidate number 12. Can everybody say Love Baguio? Yeah.
Once again, I am DJ Rafi of 95.9 Big Sound FM Baguio and the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. My question will be for candidate number 11, Ms. Joanna Patalang. It says here you are currently studying Bachelor of Arts in Communication and you are a former anchor, news writer, and field reporter at the Advocacy Network. So you are an aspiring media practitioner to be in our industry as well. And we welcome you once you graduate. My question is, since the media gets a lot of flack for being biased, I'm not going to name names of which particular networks are, and I will choose to support the media through and through. But do you believe, and explain yourself as well, that the media is biased? It's a yes or no question. Thank you.
As a mass communication student, I've always learned that the media is not biased, it is rather objective. We, as part of the media, always tries our best to be reliable and credible. That is why what we do is we attach reliable sources to the things that we present. And as a content creator myself and as part of the media back then, what I've learned is to always utilize our platforms wisely and to always encourage our audience to share responsibly and to share contents that they can engage in, but are also things that are well creative and is something that they can fully trust.
Comment from the area of Northcon. Questions for candidate number 7. Regarding nabanggit na kanina about the media, being in this Baguio project, basically you become influencers. You're going to gain substantial following. So amidst a very opinionated society along today's cancel culture, would you, as far as expressing your beliefs, your advocacy and everything, do you think that you will still be able to do that, foregoing your straightforwardness versus your the public perception of you? What would you choose between the two? Along today's cancel culture, you being an influencer of some sort, considering the fact that you have a substantial following, would you forego of your straightforwardness or your public perception?
Okay. I will go with the straightforwardness because I believe that if you influence them with your own, you can be able to express and show them that true and confident influence.
Thank you, Sir Gabby. There we have it, our second set of candidates. A big round of applause for candidates numbers 7 to 12. Let's now welcome our third set, candidates numbers 13 to 18.
Marine the Rock Front, Upper General Luna. Jaime Mendoza Soria from Dominican Hill Mirador.
Ornella Sandino Nabal, Barangay Santo Niño. Francesca Bernice Mariana Montanos. Yo! Sofia Francesca Mato, Isad Suro. Becca Macarola Servito, Alfonso Tabora.
Welcome on center stage, ladies. Please be seated.
Once again, a big hand for our third batch of candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand.
Question. Okay, so yeah, so of course, ladies, I know that you are bound to represent Baguio City once you win Miss Baguio 2023, and eventually, if you win, of course, Miss Universe Philippines, you will be representing Philippines. But right now, you are representing your barangays. Okay, so can you tell us one thing that you are very much proud about your barangay, and how will you promote your barangay to the media right now, to all the people here, and to all the people in Baguio? Okay, let's start with Doreen.
Candidate number 13.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. So given that question, I would promote my barangay, of course, by showcasing them how beautiful the heart of our Kakainyans, our barangay in Upper General Luna, because I have been engaging myself in community involvement when it comes to doing some activities like cleanup drives and proper waste disposal have been implemented in our barangay righteously and correctly, and I am very proud that my Kapwa Upper General Luna citizens have been doing well with abiding the laws that we have been that our barangay have been given us. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So as you can see, I'm wearing across my heart the Barangay of Dominican Hill Mirador, and I believe that for everyone's information, Dominican Hill Mirador has the very historical heritage that we have here in Baguio, which is the Diplomatic Hill. But I believe that I would promote our barangay not just because of the famous heritage that we have, but also I wanted to share my experience on how our barangay officials treat me when I first came to live in our barangay. And with that experience, I will be able to promote the harmonious life of Dominican and other people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Shalia, May, and Sonia, candidate number 14. She plays volleyball as a hobby. Okay, next we have candidate number 15.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am from Santorini Slaughterhouse. So from the word slaughter, it is a place where animals are being slaughtered for food. So which I am most proud of our barangay is that our barangay is already a progressive barangay. When you visit there, you can see a goat section, pig section, and also terminal. So I would want to promote our barangay, and you see the beauty and how people are very industrious there. So if you have time, please visit our barangay Santorini Slaughterhouse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Candidate number 15, 20-year-old Carmela Abad. Next, candidate number 16, Lady in White.
So as you can see, I am from Barangay Ambyong, and a little information about Barangay Ambyong. We are most of the time mistaken to be part of Trinidad 2 weeks ago, and that is what I am proud of, that they were able to allot budget for that kind of projects, because taking care of the children is one of the most important things for the barangay to grow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Cheska, 21 years old.
What I'm most proud of in my barangay, Gisatsuro, is its community. I have moved to Gisatsuro just last year, but I was amazed by their hospitality, and they have a lot of activities for senior citizens and for the youth, and they really prioritize community and unity. Thank you.
Hello everyone, mabuhay. As you can see, I am from Barangay Alfonso Tabora, and Alfonso Tabora is actually one support of Parkview. So it was really hard for me from the start to identify if I was really from Alfonso Tabora or if I was from Parkview, until I researched on some topics wherein they really divided the people within the community so that they will have a lot of opportunity to make a better division towards the barangay. So Alfonso Tabora is actually one of the places in Baguio City considered as a safe place. If you're looking for a boarding house, or if you're looking for a place where you can stay with a safe mindset, then here we can go to Alfonso Tabora. And aside from that, I am very much amazed by how the people of Barangay Alfonso Tabora treated me when I went there. We are very hospitable. That will be all. Thank you.
Matthew Bench, blogger and member of Northcom. This question is for contestant number 17. Is that so? The question is all about culinary delights. Baguio City is popular for its fresh produce like strawberries and famous dining spots like the Baguio Public Market and Session Road. Candidate number 17. In your opinion, how can Baguio City's culinary scene be further promoted and developed to support the local industries? Thank you.
In Baguio City, of course, our produce is vegetables, strawberries, and fruits. And I think to be able to promote that, we have to have more meals, more culinary arts that are towards vegetables. And there are also a lot of Igorot delicacies that we should promote more by maybe integrating it to the modern world. Thank you.
Funny Bird of FMR Baguio. Very basic question, but I don't know if you can answer it correctly. How can we improve traffic here in Baguio during weekends? Number 18.
I believe that we cannot really solve traffic during weekends because a lot of tourists come here in Baguio City. They have their own cars, they have their own time, or they actually have their own calendar going to Baguio City. My advice is actually to make a road or another line for them in order to
have a proper traffic lane for them. Because traffic is a normal thing to do. It's a normal thing for us humans. You can control it. You can adjust by putting traffic enforcers, or maybe you can put different stop signs so that we can further improve the traffic situation here in Baguio City. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 18. Okay.
My question is for candidate number 16, Ms. Fontanos. I understand you are an undergraduate Bachelor of Arts in English Language student at UB's Stella program. And I believe this was not too long ago that I read an article from our Public Information Office, courtesy of Sir Gabby, that the English proficiency of most of our youth has dropped significantly. Now, as an English language student, what are your goals and how do you achieve them for the youth?
As you heard, I am an English language student, and I actually took this course because of my lack of ability in speaking English. I'm really not that fluent before, but through studying, through learning, and continuous practice, I was able to reach this point where I can stand up and talk in front of you confidently. And as a student of English language, I would want to share my experience and everything that I've learned to the youth in order for them not to simply learn the language but be confident to use it in order for them to be globally competitive. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies. My question goes to candidates number 13 and number 15. I am Miriam from Filipino News Sentinel and Good Morning Baguio. My question for you both is what is naturally new, that is natural in Baguio City, that you would like to spread to the rest of the world, and right now also in the community? Thank you.
Something that I would want the world to know about Baguio City is how the local governments and the other organizations have been coping up with all the problems that we've been facing, most especially this typhoon that we have currently faced, the Typhoon Ege, which has damaged a lot of structures and have given the people different casualties. And with how the people of Baguio City responded quickly and immediately, I think Baguio City would even be a more brighter city if we have encouraged everyone to become harmonized and together fight for all the things that, or for all the encounters or challenges that might come in our city.
Thank you, candidate number 13. Candidate number 15, the same question.
May you repeat the question?
I do know.
As a representative of Baguio, what is natural in you that is also natural in the people of Baguio that you would like to spread to the rest of the world and to your community?
I believe it is the warm hospitality of the people and also me. So this value enables our city to be known. So the Baguio people embraces every different kind of culture, and with that, I wanted everyone to know more the people of Baguio. The heart of Baguio is its people. I wanted everyone to know every stories and every cultures that Baguio people has. Thank you.
So I'd like to ask this question to candidate number 14.
Number 14?
And once again, I'm Idol Inigo from IFM Baguio. So recently, the movie Barbie was released, and it actually made waves across the world because it showcased or it opened avenues for women, to express themselves or highlight what they really are. So I'd like to ask the question from its titular theme song, what are you made for as a woman?
I believe that as a woman, we are actually the source of empowerment. Because I believe that having these constant changes to our society is something that we have to be aware of. And I believe that women who has been joining pageants has given the opportunity to showcase not just their beauty, their potentials and their skills, but they're also given the opportunity to be engaged to certain causes and important issues that way they can advocate and somehow help our society resolve these issues that we have. Thank you.
Question is all about indigenous culture. So Baguio City is home to several indigenous communities such as the Ibaloys and the Kankanalis. How can we foster a deeper understanding and appreciation of their culture and traditions?
I would encourage everyone to, of course, involve themselves with these people and learn more about their culture. And with that, if we are able to learn about their culture, we could be also the ones to spread it to the people or across the country, Philippines, for them to show or for them to see how beautiful the culture and indigenous arts of these people are.
Can I have additional questions?
Okay, sige, follow up.
Sorry. Have you had the privilege of participating in any indigenous rituals or festivals in Baguio City?
I have actually engaged myself in joining or in watching only the Tanagbenga festival because I am new here in Baguio City because I was only a student, and knowing the culture and everything about Baguio City, I fell in love with this, and that is why I'm here right now. I am ready and willing to showcase the world how beauty, the wonders of Baguio City, and how beautiful the people of Baguio City are. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 13.
There we go. Our third and last set of our Miss Baguio 2023 candidates. And of course, we welcome back all our candidates here on center stage. A big round of applause for our ladies. Thank you, ladies. Please be seated. Hingang malalim because hindi pa po tayo. Hindi pa po tayo tapos. Okay, for this afternoon. But just a quick final round for this press presentation. So here's how we are going to go about it. We're going to have one general question for all the ladies, 1 to 18. I will be reading it out in a while. And after that, we will have the last 10 questions from anyone from the press, media, and social media influencers. We request that those 10 would direct one question to any candidate from 1 to 18. So pwede pong maulit if it just so happened that the other person still prefers to hear from that same candidate, then that's fine. So we're going to give last 10 questions after this general question. So this is the time for you to think of your last question and the last candidate you'd like to hear from. For now, dear ladies, okay pa naman kayo? I'm going to read out the question, the general question, and after that, we will have candidates number 1 to 18 in order to approach the mic and share their answers. The question is, and of course a reminder to keep your answers within 1 minute. So, the question is, aside from promoting different kinds of advocacies, how does Miss Baguio contribute in promoting women empowerment? Again, aside from promoting different kinds of advocacies, how does Miss Baguio contribute in promoting women empowerment?
Thank you. First of all, can I just say that I really love that question because it speaks through me. I can advocate women empowerment by using the platform of Miss Baguio to uplift and empower other people as well, be it in leadership, in politics, in their careers, in their hobbies, or in their interests. And I can do so much more by creating projects, initiatives, and awareness surrounding about it. I remember I've said it before during our radio guesting. I said that internalized misogyny is prevalent and pervasive. When I say internalized misogyny, it is the hate coming from other women. Basically, you're throwing other women under the bus just so you can regard yourself higher than other women. And I think that is such a toxic and unhealthy habit that we are doing. And I want to dismantle that. I want to break that cycle. Thank you.
As you can see, we are all here standing in front of you, and it helps us boost our confidence. As you all know, it's not easy to stand here in front of everyone. So I think Miss Baguio helps us boost our confidence as a woman. Thank you.
So this pageant alone has already helped us women, has already uplifted women empowerment through letting women speak for themselves, letting women speak about their advocacy and their beliefs, letting women show their potentials and show their beauty and intelligence. And that is all. Thank you.
I believe that Miss Baguio also promotes women empowerment because it gives us the chance, or it gives women like us the opportunity to come here in front and speak for ourselves. It gives us a voice. And aside from that, it also gives us the chance to show that we're not just women and we could be so much more. Thank you.
Baguio City empowers women just as simply as creating an ordinance, conducting Miss Baguio 2023, which gives a platform for ladies who can to listen, to understand, and to speak for those who are voices, to be an ambassador, to break boundaries. And that is the purpose of and that is the main essence of empowering women, hearing women's voice and understanding where they're coming from by radiating their true, authentic selves in front of the audience, and for everyone to know what the purpose of this what beauty pageant is. Thank you.
I think Miss Baga, aside from promoting advocacy, is a scholar of women leadership. It tells women at home that you're not just meant for a job. You're not just a mother, a sister, but you are a queen and you can conquer any stage that you want, be it be here or even the world. And that's why I would like to say to every woman and women at heart here and at home, hindi ka lang babae, babae ka.
Thank you for that question. We all know that Baguio City is not only to show the beauty of us candidates, but the purpose of it is it show our dedication on our advocacy, and most importantly, it empower us women to show us, and Miss Baguio City really gives us equality, regardless of who we are, regardless of what we are. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
the time we are not seen with our own causes. What I want to reiterate is that our own advocacies is something that we stand for and something that we are passionate about. And Miss Baguio actually gives the little girls of Baguio a chance to see and witness themselves that they can be one of us. We can do it now, and so can you. Thank you, Mom.
Nowadays, it is the youth, us, the youth, that suffers the most with mental health issue. That is why I am here today for my advocacy, which is self-empowerment, especially to the youth, to that their voice matter. Because I know that, because at the end of the day, the voice that should be the loudest is your own. And I empower my few candidates here, are my co-candidates, to be who you are, not who the world wants you to be. This emphasizes we are born differently. And that is why I encourage everyone to love yourself extra hard for who you are, because that is exactly who you are meant to be. Thank you.
Aside from all the advocacies we ladies have, women empowerment is the #1 advocacy that Pageantry has. And women empowerment and not just showcase the physical appearance, but also what's within us. The advocacy, the purpose, and the initiative that we have in order for our community to change into a better future. Thank you.
I believe that one of the most pressing issues that women here in Baguio face nowadays is the persistence of traditional gender roles and societal expectations. And despite of progress, many women still find themselves limited by the cultural norms that dictates their roles in families and society. And Miss Baguio tackles that and breaks that down by celebrating women, their stories, their advocacies, and their contributions to the society. They provide women a platform where they can voice out their opinion on different contemporary issues. And Miss Baguio is really an avenue where we can continue to uplift others and encourage women to make choices for themselves. So Miss Baguio is really something beautiful that we must continue to celebrate every year. Thank you.
The Miss Baguio 2023 and even other pageants here in our country empowers women by encouraging them to become brave. And when it comes to being brave, it's about listening to your own voice and to believing to your own capabilities. And as for me, before joining Miss Baguio, I often listen to other people's opinions that I am not capable or I do not fit into the industry that I am going to. But now, joining this pageant, I am brave enough to face in front of you as an empowered woman. And I admire all my beauty queen sisters in terms of being capable to empower other people as well.
I haven't had a chance to share my advocacy kanina po. So I would like to share this to you. My advocacy is to offer a helping hand to the homeless and underprivileged, as well as also preserving and promoting the tourism of our city. But going back to the question, how would Miss Baguio empower the people? I think that, as for me, I'm not this type of person who is good at expressing herself in front of other people. But one thing that I have learned in this is to be brave, be courageous enough to face your fears, because with that you will be able to know our strengths and weaknesses, and with that we will be able to become the best that we could be. And with that, if the people see those things in you, that all the ladies here who have faced different challenges and learnings to become the person that they are right now, then we can say to the world that there is nothing that's impossible to achieve as long as you have that determination. Thank you.
So, Miss Baguio,
Baguio itself is already a effective contribution to women empowerment. Just as I've said earlier, it empowers in a way that they showcase and raise awareness of their advocacies. And also, I'm standing here surrounded by supportive sisters like I have here in Miss Baguio, already as an example of a collaborative environment and the friendship that I have already with them, and then it actually gives us the opportunity to showcase the empowering environment that we have for Miss Baguio 2023. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. Simply joining this pageant, Miss Baguio, is already empowering, and that's the power of Miss Baguio that us ladies feel in joining this pageant. So Miss Baguio is a great opportunity and a big platform for us to not just for our personal development, but also to different opportunities that lies ahead. So joining this Miss Baguio allow us our advocacies to be heard, our stories to be heard, our stories to be listened to, and that will eventually influence every single person out there to do the same. Thank you.
So aside from our own advocacies, I believe that Miss Baguio is women empowering because it is a venue that created sisterhood, collected one voice, and enable us to amplify our voices, and amplify the voices of those who cannot stand for themselves. Thank you.
Miss Baguio promotes women empowerment because it allows us to be free. Miss Baguio encourages us to be who we are, to be our authentic self, and us candidates stand before you in different shapes and sizes. And outside of this competition, we are different people who have different backgrounds. And if Miss Baguio allows us that freedom, the freedom to not just have a one-dimensional view of what a beauty queen should be, then all women should have the same. Thank you.
Miss Baguio 2023 has such an amazing platform wherein we can share our advocacies. And with that advocacies, we are able to speak up for ourselves, for our causes. And as an empowered woman myself, I would like to say to all the women in the world, no matter what life brings us in life, no matter what challenges it brings us, we should never lose hope and we should never give up. Face all the challenges with faith and confidence. Let our fear disappear. With all our life experiences, live it, love it, and we should learn from it. And I thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. And that was our general final question. Just to reiterate our instructions for this final round, I know there are more than 10 members of the press and social media influencers, but we're giving the floor to only 10 last questions. So if you're part of the 10, we request you to pick one candidate out of these 18 candidates to whom you will ask your last question to.
Ramon Suhaib of PTV Cordillera, candidate number 14, please. 40. Since you had, ikaw yung pinakamaraming experience sa pag-join ng pageants, what are your learning experience that you can apply or use during this pageant?
You know, I've been joining pageants for long years now, and it's every platform I'm still learning from it. And the recent thing that I learned from joining pageant is having a strong mindset. So having a strong mindset is something that will help me to be successful and also be confident enough to pursue and work hard towards my goal. And having a strong mindset will also be a backbone for me to be able to give my 101%, even though the odds are against me.
Thank you so much, candidate number 14.
I'd like to call contestant number 4. I'm Funny Bird of FMR Baguio. My question is, how can a woman stand out from a male-dominant environment like politics, sports, business, media, and the like?
I believe that a woman herself is authentic. And embracing that authenticity is what can make her stand out in a crowd, no matter what platform that is. Even if it's male-dominated, even if in business or in politics or whatever aspects in life. Because I think that being a woman, it's actually a privilege. It's being a woman compared to men. Well, we're not trying to make a comparison here, but if you can show yourself as a woman and be able to do what men can do and even do more than that, and even show the woman you are to them, then I think that's what makes you stand out in the crowd. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 4. Of course, you can also stand out by wearing 6 inches high heels. Stand out again, okay? Third question.
My name is DJ Gabby once again of 89.5 Star FM Baguio. I have a question for candidate number 1. Of course, Yula Ariel Palta. Okay, so hi Yula. Okay, so of course, my question is, if you were to rate yourself from 1 to 10, in terms of how ready you are to represent Baguio City in the national stage, how would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
I would rate myself a solid 7. I am confident with my abilities, with my strengths, but I also acknowledge that I have things to improve and work on, and that I am so willing to do just that, because I feel like it is important that we should not only focus with what we're good at, we should also focus on our weaknesses, be it with your personality, with your communication skills, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself and whatnot. I am not perfect, and I don't intend to do so, but rather I intend to progress. That is the goal, and that goal is something that I want to achieve. I think 7 out of 10 is fair, and that is what I would rate myself in terms of national pageantry. Thank you.
Thank you. You rate yourself as number 7 because you're from Camp 7. Okay. Candidate number 1. Okay, 4th, sir.
Candidate number 12, please.
Candidate number 12.
Candidate number 12, hello. Could you mention an artist or artwork from Baguio City that has left a lasting impression on you? Why did it resonate with you?
It will be Mr. Benedicto Cabrera, or the owner of Baguio. Baguio is very much rich in its culture and tradition, where it is actually embedded in our different tourist attractions. It is why it is dubbed as UNESCO's Creative City for Crafts and Folk Arts, and I admire him for not just having his own artworks displayed in his museum, but also in having other artworks of our local artists here in Baguio City displayed in his museum, which is very much visited here in our city nowadays.
Thank you so much.
This question is for candidate number 13. Okay, I'm Chiki Apawa from turistaboy.com and Northcon. My question is, how do you assert yourself as confident?
I think I would assert myself as beautiful, confident by showing them myself right now on how I present myself in front of other people. And with that I have right now, I can still improve a lot more in myself and attain the goal that I want to achieve in order for me to become that more confident and be able to penetrate anything or be able to face anything that might come in myself.
Thank you so much, candidate number 13.
If you'd like to call the attention of candidate number 9, Miss Jonna Reen Lumina. And again, I'm Idol Liga from IFM Baguio. So, looking at the profiles that they have given to us, you are the youngest among our 18 candidates. So, do you think this is an edge for you since you're like representing the youth or the younger people, or does your age give you pressure since you are competing against more experienced women, and how do you deal with it, the pressure, if you are pressured?
As I train every day, it is not easy for me because I am the youngest of the candidates. Based on my experience, this pageantry is not easy for me. Besides, I always train every day and I need to commit myself 100%. I always remind myself to trust the process and trust myself all the more. That's I improve myself to trust myself and be confident always.
Thank you so much. You are the youngest candidate. Candidate number 9. Let's go to question number 7, ladies and gentlemen.
Candidate number 7, please.
Number 7.
Candidate number 7, if elected as a city official, what innovative urban planning or traffic management ideas would you bring to Baguio City?
For me, I guess Baguio City has very improving plan of the traffic issues because they build a lot of skyways where it helps the people of Baguio City, not only the people of Baguio City, but also the tourists. And I guess that kind of plans is a very helpful.
Thank you so much, candidate number 7. Wala pang sumasagot ng world peace. No?
So I'd like to ask candidate number 8, Miss Camille de Sumana. It is stated here in your bio that you are a registered nurse. So ibig sabihin, nurse niyo yung kinuha mo. And we all, alam na. Anyway, so we all know naman na parang we have, marami tayong nursing graduates here in the Philippines. And also the Philippines is also known as a major, kumbaga, supplier, quote-unquote, of nurses around the world. In that situation or with that scenario, would you still recommend nursing as a course for the future or the youth to take?
With the number of nurses here in our country, we are known to be one of the great sources of quality nurses around the world. And that is one thing that the country can be proud of. Because for me, healthcare is one of the great problems that our whole world faces right now. And for me, it is still a great course or a plan for yourself to push through. Because nursing is not about the money, the salary, or the experience. It's about being compassionate and dedicated with the profession that you have decided to. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 8 and nurse.
The question is for candidate number 16.
16.
So the question is, if you could be a character from your favorite book, who would you be and why?
I would be Azelle from The Hearts and Other Black Holes. That book was about mental health and being mentally challenged. And I would like to be her because she was brave enough to face the challenges that life throws at her. And she was able to survive, and not only survive, but to also influence others to fight for their lives. And that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 16. I'm sure you'll also be a survivor. Yeah. Okay. Last question. Sige, para patayin na tayo. Okay? Sige. Last question, sir.
Alright, I know you're all hungry, ladies, pero bear with me. Once again, I am DJ Rafi of 95.9 Big Sound of Baguio and the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Philippines. My question, or the last question, will be for the last candidate, number 18, please. On the list, syempre. Kung magulat eh, I'm not our Heavenly Father with this voice. Nagkape lang ako. So, it says here in your motto, persist no matter what happens. Can you please tell us how we can persist no matter what happens? In times of peril, how do we persist? In times of, well, like for example, in the city of Baguio, we just had 2 storms pass our way. The city was literally drenched in rain. How do we persist? And please give us a few examples of how we can persist.
Before anything else, that motto actually came from my name. Because my name actually is Betha and my name means life. So in life, I just realized that no matter what happens, you have to persist. You have to push through. You have to make a step forward and never step back. Because I believe that in life, no matter what happens, there will be many circumstances wherein you will be tested. But you'll be encouraged. And in order to persist, we people should have faith in God. Firstly, God. We should ask God for a sign, we should ask God for His guidance. Because faith will always push us in our daily life. Faith will help us to persist no matter what happens in our life. And that I would like to share with you. If you want to call my name, it means Betha. Betha means life. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 18, Betha, or life. Okay.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Gabby. And thank you, dear ladies. We now welcome you on the upper stage for a final look of our Miss Baguio 2023 candidates. How about our loudest round of applause for our candidates for this afternoon? Hindi po binigyan natin ngayong hapon. Of course, it's edifying at the same time to listen to all your thoughts, dear ladies. And of course, we'd like to give a round of applause to the members of the press, our friends from the media, and social media influencers. Thank you very much for your thought-provoking questions and allowing us to further get to know what's in the minds of our candidates. Palakpakan din po natin ang mga handlers, supporters, and managers ng ating mga candidates dahil kung sila po ay kuya-kuya din po ang kanilang mga handler at ninervous din po sila, di ba po? And we'd like to acknowledge once again and thank our supporters and our VIPs for this afternoon, the First Lady of Baguio City, Mrs. Arlene Magalo, Baguio Tourism Council Chairwoman, Ms. Gladys Vergara de Vera. We'd also like to thank from Venus Parkview Hotel, COO Ms. Isabel Ann Barker, and General Manager Ms. Jovelyn Balzon. For this afternoon's activity, our members of the press, media, and social media influencers will be deliberating later our darling of the press and the Miss Social Media Personality. So once again, a quick run through of what's to happen next after today. Please keep on checking the official Facebook page for the upcoming cosplay shoot. Once again, this is open to all photographers, and this will be a contest, and the winner of this contest will be awarded on the coronation night as well. We have the preliminary competition or the pre-pageant on August 21, and the coronation night on August 26. So these are the activities that we are looking forward to, and we hope to see you on their upcoming activities. With that, we are going to take a photo opportunity. First off, with the press. And may we call on stage the press, our friends from the media and social media influencers, to please join our candidates on stage. After this, we'll also